What is going on, guys? Back with another video today, but this time a little bit different to the mini-series. We're bringing you a My Team career mode in F1 2020. Very excited for this game, and as you can see from the intro, we're resurrecting a championship winning team in Benetton. For those of you who don't know, Benetton is a slightly older team, but one which Michael Schumacher won his first 2 championships with. Anyway, we did all the background work for it. I didn't want to bore you going through all of that because there's plenty of it out there. But one thing I can say about this new game is the sound of the cars are exceptional. And we're just here looking at the strategy. Looks like it's going to be a one-stop. I ended up qualifying 10th, which is pretty good for a new team. I think our teammate who we picked as Jordan King qualified P17, P16 sort of. So it'll be interesting to see if he can make his way up through the field as we come onto the grid for our first race of the F1 2020 game. 5 red lights come on, and away we go down towards turn 1 with this overtake button now. Will we be able to make any moves? Nice defends the inside and we go round the outside. Can we make the move stick? Getting onto the curves a little bit, we do make the move stick though, and up into P9 we go. Nice starting on those medium tyres, quite interestingly. So now, as it's a bit congested up ahead, we are just going to stick with them, see if we can find any way past, as Raikkonen and Ocon are having a nice little wall-to-wall battle. But it means that they drop off the back of P6 a little bit, as we now just follow them through the end of sector 1 and down towards the chicane. Any moves happen? Not really. Using all of our battery to try and see if we can find a way past. Trying to get a little bit of a better exit than Raikkonen in the slipstream. Still using overtake, so draining a lot of battery, and down the inside. Can we make the move stick? Yes, we can. Now, Ocon is our next challenger. As we come onto the back of him, you can see he defends quite aggressively to the inside. Are we going to stick around the outside? No, we do a little switch back, almost make contact there. And now just try and get a good exit. DRS, rich mix, overtake mode. Can we make a move stick? We dive it down the inside, a little late switch move, and we are up into P7. Best of the rest, so it's all going quite well. And then not much really happened, so we're on to lap 11 where we come in to make our one and only pit stop of this race. It seems like most people are going soft medium. There's some people like Hamilton who have just gone soft hard, but I think we're going to go chuck on the mediums as we see our nice Benetton pit crew there in green and yellow. Obviously one of the classic colours of Benetton, along with the blue and yellow and just the dark blue and light blue. But now we come out of the pits in P8. Ricardo has managed to get an undercut on us on those hard tyres, so we're just going to have to get our heads down. He's not too far up the road and see what we can do. Moving on to lap 13 now. Caught up to him a little bit, and he's not too far off of the leaders actually, which is very interesting. As Pierre Gasly is out of the session, will this trigger a safety car? It does. And right by the pits, does anyone come in? No. Although actually, I don't think it will show it on here, but my teammate Jordan King does pit, but he's a far way down the order. So obviously the rookie not having the best of times in this opening race, especially compared to us. But now we cut onto the end of the safety car as it's about to come in, with Ricardo just ahead on those hard tyres. So can we use our mediums to full advantage here and get past him? As whoever the leader is backing up the pack so much. We're just raring and racing, ready to go green again in this race. and as they pull away, we managed to stick with Ricardo quite well up into the rich overtake mode. Obviously no DRS, but in the slipstream here, he defends massively to the inside, and we just can't gain any more time on him. But we try and stick with him through turns 1 and turn 2, but he just pulls away from us. I don't know whether we've got a slightly draggy car, or obviously we've gone with Renault for our engine supply, whether they have some modes that aren't available to us. But either way, we have to stick behind Ricardo for now. Just keep putting that pressure on him, and hopefully he will crack. As you can see, he's lost a bit of time to Verstappen ahead, which isn't surprising, as the top 5 will probably pull away. Interesting to note that Albon started last in this race after picking up a penalty. But so obviously he's struggling to come through the pack, as he's still not in the points. Now, flick it left, flick it right, try and stick with him again. Rich overtake button using, oh, there's a little touch there. We're going to go around the outside as we get on the grass a little bit. But no, we don't have the grip. We just run out of room on the outside and just stick behind him. But we are so eager to get past him, looking for every opportunity to do so. And now coming onto the main straight, this could be a perfect opportunity, but we get a big tank slapper, allowing Ocon to go through, and maybe even Sainz. Yes, Sainz does go through, so in our haste to get past Ricardo, we've made a massive mistake. Got a bit flustered, and we get even more flustered as we have a terrible exit to turn 2, allowing the Alfa Romeo for Raikkonen to get past us. So now, build with determination onto lap 18. We want that P6. So, gonna have to make some moves as we dive down the inside of Raikkonen. A little bit of wheel touching, but nothing too extreme, and we are up into P9 with Sainz just ahead. Now onto lap 21. Caught up to Sainz. There's a little Renault power engine train here. So we'll have to see if with slipstream and overtake and even DRS, if we can get past Sainz and onto the Renaults. But as you can see, even with DRS, we're not quite closing as we need to be. So we're just going to stick behind him for now. Maybe look to do a dive down like we did on Raikkonen, but we get a poor traction, and he's just that bit too far ahead of us to overtake Sainz into that corner. So just going to have to stick with him now in the DRS. Overtake button active, but no, just having to stick behind him, not having the pace. One thing I did notice in this race is when you're stuck behind a car, your engine does get very, very hot. I know this was the thing on 2019, but I'll regather my train of thought in a minute as Ricciardo's going slowly. And is that him out of the race? It is. He triggers a safety car, so the Aussie man not having a good race here. And now looking onto another safety car restart with 6 laps to go. Can we get Ocon in P6 or maybe even higher? Which would be a fantastic first race for the returning Benetton team. Obviously a fantastic race for us as well, as we now are in the slipstream of Sainz. Can we make a move? He goes to defend the inside, which compromises him a little bit. Can we get a better exit? We do. We're right on his gearbox now. Are we going to go left? Are we going to go right? We go right. Dive it down the inside as he squeezes us to the apex. No contact, and we are through and behind. Or our next challenger is Ocon ahead. But yeah, as I was saying before, with the engine getting very hot, it does kind of mimic real life F1, which is not a bad thing. It's very good, but overtaking is very, very difficult, as we'll see in a little bit, because now we are behind Ocon, trying to stick right with him. Now we've got DRS, rich mix, overtake mode, and we just a little bit too far behind because our engine is just so hot, so down on power. So we're going to have to see if we can pull off a tricksy move into one of these heavier braking zones. But now just sticking with them through the end of sector 1. It's been a fantastic race so far for the returning Ocon. Can he keep P6 in this race with only 2 laps to go? As he locks up there, we can go down the inside. Are we going to stick it around the outside? Side by side action, but he just has the better traction to get ahead of us. And then that was kind of all she wrote, really. Yeah, like I said, it's so difficult to follow cars, overtake. The engine just gets so hot and you're just so down on power. But one thing I have noticed is that the AI are very racy this year. They like to defend a lot and they can easily make mistakes, as Ocon just showed. But now, as we finish the race, we come across the line in P7. Fantastic first race for the returning team. Driver of the day is Alex Albon, which is interesting, so we'll have to see where he came in. Obviously have to see where our teammate came as well. As it's not surprising that Mercedes are the winners of this race, with Hamilton winning. Was it Mercedes 1-2? No, Ferrari get the other steps on the podium. So I don't know what happened to Bottas there. Maybe he just got messed up by all the safety cars and people pitting. But either way, our podium is Hamilton, Leclerc and Vettel. But as for us, that was a fantastic first race. Getting 7th, lots of overtakes, lots of wheel-to-wheel action. And all in all, really enjoying this game. The AI are very racy. They do like to defend a lot, and it will be interesting going into races where overtakes are not easy to do, but more frequent, to see how they defend and whether they dive down the inside and whatnot. But yeah, all the background stuff for my team is so in depth and so amazing. I did kind of cut it out of this video because I didn't want it to be too long, but if you want to see more of it, let me know down below. I can show you all this background stuff, all the financials, like picking sponsors. What else is there? All the R&D that I do, developing the factories, what you can put time in between races to develop drivers or develop your team, or do sponsors events. So if you want to see all that stuff, let me know down below, but it might mean that they're slightly longer videos. And one thing that is quite interesting here that we'll see in a minute is this is our acclaim, so like sort of our fame meter, and obviously that improves the better that you do. But looking onto this page, in practice I broke one of my front wings, and it actually deducts from our total money that we make, which I thought was very interesting. So if you have, a bad weekend or a crash heavy teammate, you can potentially lose quite a fair bit of money, which I thought was a really interesting part of the game that they included. But yeah, if you want to see more of this, be sure to like and subscribe. Make sure you ring that notification bell to stay updated with all of the 2020 content that I'm going to be making. There's going to be more my team. There's going to be races around the new tracks around Hanoi and Zandvoort. There's going to be 2020 league races. So be sure to subscribe to stay up to date with all of this content. I've been Pickles, and I'll see you next time.